Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I probably mixed that up, but welcome to another exciting edition and episode of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York, where we find our new Sept member of the Green. He is in the training ground doing Tai Chi, trying to find his center of balance and of Zen. Basically, Shannon just got done writing down some few stories that happened to him yesterday. And now he's just using this time to relax and practice, find his center in a whole new place at his zen.
Nearby, there will be a relatively tall, built man with some T-shaped sunglasses and a walking cane, going near the direction of Shinlo. And as he gets closer, he starts to kind of focus on you, and he seems to get really close, like closer than typically maybe some normally people would be. And once he gets around about 15 feet in front of you, he looks a direction and waves at you and says, "Hello. Like, you must be the new guy I heard a few days ago."
Of course, I'm Shinlo. I am Cleav, song singer and child of Chimera, and Hominborn, of course.
And the man will nod and put out his hand, and he says, "I'm Kumbhakarna. So, Bonar, Cleave the Nation, Theurge."
Ah, it is nice to meet. It is nice to meet a child of Rat here who civilization. It's quite interesting. Sorry, I come from a sept that was a monastery on top of mountains. So you know, luckily I traveled a lot with my mom. So to all this,
And he nods. It's like, actually, you're the second Stargazer, no, third Stargazer I've ever met. There's not many of you guys around these days.
yes, my sister of the tribe, Kalani. I spoke with her just briefly. I'm going to be meeting up with her and discussing a few things. Like it's rare to see a lupus of my tribe in the city.
Understandable. And then he kind of starts looking around Kumba. Did you hear that roar earlier?
The roar you talking about with Will Ryan?
I thought it sounded like Will. I wanted to check on some things, but when I got to there where I thought I heard it, there was nobody there.
I honestly could not tell you what transpired. When Talaterai said pack business, I automatically just, even though I wasn't saying anything, I automatically just opened my mouth at that point. We sparred earlier, me and Will, right after the whole, I don't know what happened. But I know we just sparred just a few minutes ago. He's a very good fighter, by the way.
Yeah, he is. I've known Will for a bit. But, but I'm glad that he seems to be alright. I don't know. Some days I feel like things are getting to him, but that might just be me overthinking.
And Sheila will look at you and, look at you up and down. So, would you mind if you spare a moment of your time?
Of course. What you need?
I would like to talk to you about a few things. And then he gestured you towards the bleachers. You walk basically a little bit further, where you just see like a bed mat on the ground, a little bit of bamboo trees, and basically you see a bunch of parchments and scrolls on the ground. And he'll pick it up, and he'll come over there, and basically he'll sit and basically have his little ink and his brush.
Seeing all the Kuma just kind of looks at it.
So, what I want to hear about your experience being here at the Sept. I know it's probably you can give me the short version, but as a Galliard, I like to think of myself as historian of new heroes and also, chronicalizing, I really want to know your story of basically of you being here so far at the Sept. Of what trials you have to go through, what deeds have you done. That's what I want to
know. Kumba kind of looks at you kind of blankly, just blinking for a few seconds. And he starts kind of fiddling with his cane. It's like, I think about this. Nobody ever asked me this. And I would say, I guess at this point, well, when I first got here, things were a bit difficult, but it did get better. I helped save the cub. I helped save the cub and brought him onto the set. There was a assault of bloodbanes when the leeches were overrunning the city.
He's just writing it down. Like he just, he's very quick with his parchment, opening up and just writing it down. Like he basically will put your name in English, and then put basically at the bottom of it your name in Chinese, basically, and basically he'll just start writing in Chinese real fast.
And then he says, then we had our assistance in the Amazon when we went there, and we dealt with some weird creatures there.
What? You went to the what?
Yeah, a large portion of Sept the Green left for the Amazon.
You went to the Amazon, the war grounds.
And he nods, kind of a little confused. Like, yeah. We destroyed some. The best way I could say it's outsiders while we were there.
Interesting. So, what will be your defining story? What will be a story that defined you at the Sept? What made you realize that you were a part of something bigger than yourself? Usually, when people go to the Sept and join the pack, it usually takes them a while to understand their niche in the pack or to understand what they're trying to do. What was your defining moment that characterizes who you are, that made you feel that this is where you belong?
And Kumba stops and he actually starts kind of crouching down and starts, he gets in deep thought for a minute. And he responds after about a minute and a half. I was picked up by the pack that I was in after Bloodblade assaulted the Sept. I was able to fell, I think it was 2 of them with 1 stroke. But I was using one of my gifts.
What gift did you use?
It's a Bonar gift. It's stench of the city.
Ah, he's just writing it down, like just looking at you very intently, just writing it down. So with one foul swoop, you slayed the mighty two blood veins.
Yeah, the gift lets out a very powerful stench that can knock even mighty beings unconscious. We were able
Mm,
to do the finishing blow as they sat there helplessly.
interesting. That is very interesting. So this deed aid your new age or pack that you was now going to be in? Did it aid them tremendously?
It did help protect the Sept. I think there was 5 of them when the blood planes assaulted, and I was able to basically take out 2 quickly enough so that we didn't get overrun if more came over. And that's what got my alpha's attention, was me doing that.
Haha. With such great strength and ferocity, he was able to slay two Banes at the same time.
Well, not necessarily at the same time, and it wasn't necessarily that much of a feat of strength or ferocity. It's and he kind of looks away a little bit, kind of embarrassed. It's just an intense musk that can do amazing things at times.
Yes. And do you have anything that would was you not given a deed name for this great deed?
Um, no, I didn't. I actually haven't acquired a D name yet.
And you just see he just start laughing and just like, well then, I think that you are in need of one for such a deed. This defined who you were. This gained you entry into a pack. This was a defining moment of who you were. This this is tremendous. You may not see it as such, but this was basically almost like a origin.
Mm, Uh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I thought maybe I'm going to do a challenge for my rank of foster, and so I thought when I accomplished that, I would finally get a D name by then. I haven't really had any galliards to, I guess, sing my praises to give me one now.
Well, I'll be the first to do it.
Hmm. Uh, he just kind of looks at you again a bit blankly, like he's not used to this kind of more or less praise or attention. Uh, Thanks. It was Shinlo, right?
I'm Shinlo. I bear no deed name, for I have not did a deed yet. That is of suffice.
Uh, hmm, yes, I see. Hmm. So, since we're here, may I ask you a question?
And what is that?
I have heard stories of stargazers, and I've heard of some of their techniques for balancing oneself. I've always been interested in learning the ways of the stargazer, but due to the lack of frequency, I can never learn from them.
Hmm. We center ourselves. We consider ourselves We consider ourselves very, very wise in the art of different martial arts styles. We use them to center ourselves, like Tai Chi, but mainly Kung Fu. I will be more than happy to teach you the ways of Tai Chi, the way it should have been taught.
And he nods, and Kumbo will respond, I am versed in combat. What I wish to learn were meditation techniques and ways of introspection.
Meditation can be taught, and I'll be willing to help you teach such a skill if you need it.
Thank you.
And basically, he's just going to be writing in his parchment, just basically. Uh, is there anything else that you would like to tell me, a deed or something?
Um, Not that I know of. Possibly, maybe my other packmates, but we do have a galliard upon us, but our situation has always been so casual we don't really think about it that way. But they maybe wish to speak to you. You are new to the Sept, and they're relatively friendly.
Well, if your packmates are in need, they can come my way, and I will sure be happy to tell your tales.
And he nods, and he begins to stand up from his crouched position. Well, I hope to speak to you soon, Shana. I had to speak to a Rai of mine for my challenge.
Of course.
And before he leaves, he has a bag around his left shoulder. He starts digging in it, and he pulls out a apple and hands it over to Chanel if he wishes to receive it.
And he will take it, and he'll basically say in Chinese, "Thank you."
And he nods, and he begins walking away.
And there we can end our scenes. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another exciting scene from the Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.